Welcome to our 30-minute live. I'm your host, Ify, USA immigration lawyer in Charlotte, North Carolina. I help clients all over the USA file their marriage-based green card. Today, I'm answering a frequently asked question about when to file a divorce if you're going to file a VAWA-based green card. So should I file divorce first, or should I file the VAWA first and then file divorce? I get that question all the time. So I'm going to answer your question today in this live session. And I'm checking the comments. I see some questions already coming in. I'm going to answer those live here today. And if you need further assistance, give me a call. My number is pinned in the comments so that you can get your free case inquiry done today and get started on your case. All right? Thank you very much for being here. So, it's a very common question for those people who are getting their green card through marriage. We know that things happen in marriage. All right? Things happen, and sometimes a marriage might not go the way that you planned. You might end up in divorce, and you're wondering what happens with your green card application, if I need to file a divorce. And if you qualify for a VAWA self-petition, which is available for non-citizens who are facing any form of abuse from their U.S. citizen relative, they can self-petition their green card. At that point, people still want to know, so when do I file this divorce? Can I divorce right now and still file the VAWA, or do I need to file the VAWA self-petition first and then file divorce? Those are the types of questions that we get, okay? All right. So if you're in this type of situation, it can definitely help you get your green card through marriage. We provide legal representation by filing your paperwork, figuring out what your best options are, helping you fight for whatever you qualify for. Mary British, my number is in bio, but I'm going to pin my number in the comments. If you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, I'm going to pin my number in the comments. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, it's already in the comments. So let's see, reply. Mary has my number. But yeah, feel free to give me a call to talk about filing your marriage-based green card or just understanding your options for any family-based petition, all right? If you're looking to live permanently in the USA, you need a green card. And to qualify for a green card, you need a relative to file your petition, all right, to request that you get a green card because you have this relative, right? So, but sometimes that doesn't work out because relationships always go left. Well, not always, because many relationships go right. People build relationships that have several clients who have gone on to have children, buy houses, really just build their lives. But in some cases, unfortunately, it doesn't work out. And that's where a VAWA self-petition comes in. 919-925-2295. That's my number. Give us a call. Mary, thank you very much for watching. Thank you all for being here. Wave on Instagram. Thank you very much. Make sure you invite your friends. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday answering questions about immigration, helping you feel confident about your options. And if you're filing through family, especially through marriage, you'll get some tips to help you with your application moving forward. And we appreciate you. All right. So for VAWA eligibility, which is the first thing you need to know if you're considering self-petition, is if you have the qualified relative and if you suffered emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, any of these would qualify you for self-petition. All right? It's extreme cruelty. Sometimes there's no explanation, there are no words. You don't know how to explain what you're experiencing, but you know something is not right. This is why you need legal representation to help you understand what you actually qualify for based on what you've experienced. All right? The fact that you feel uneasy, you don't feel good about yourself, is an indication that something is wrong. So definitely seek professional help. We'll definitely recommend that you see a therapist. That's one of the requirements. That's one of the evidence that we're going to show the USCIS for psychological abuse, right? But having therapist notes alone is not going to help you actually put together your story of abuse, because you need to start from the time when the relationship was legit. If it's a parent-child relationship, you need to show the beginning times of your relationship and how it became abusive. So whatever type of relationship you have, or whatever qualifying situation that you've been through, for those of you filing your marriage-based or family-based green cards, right? You'll need to show the good parts first, show the abuse, and then show that you actually qualify because you have good moral character. You're currently in the USA. There are 7 criteria. You need to meet all of them. All right? So that's the first thing you're going to do. All right? And now, so if you're considering filing for divorce because it's just you can't take it anymore and you have to leave, or maybe the spouse is even threatening with divorce, this is very common too. So maybe you don't want to file for divorce, but your spouse is threatening to file for a divorce, and you're wondering, should I accept the divorce? Would that affect my VAWA self-petition? Would I lose that relative? Because the requirements for VAWA is that you have a qualified relative. So if I file divorce, I lose the relative, right? So it makes sense. So I'm going to get into point 2 for those of you who are considering filing divorce. If I see some questions coming in live, I'm going to answer them. I appreciate you all for being here. Buzamar, thank you. Buzamar says, hi, I got approved for my I-485 since December, which was a couple months ago, 5 months ago, but till now I didn't receive my card. Buzamar, that's a problem. Definitely should not take up to 5 months to receive your actual card. But congrats on the approval of your I-485. That's what we need. That's what we want to see. Okay. How long did it take you to wait for the whole thing, Buzamar, before you finally got approved? And did you have an interview? Let me know in the comments. Because once your I-485 is approved, that means your green card is approved. That's your actual green card application. There's so many forms involved. If you're doing the self-petition, you're going to do the I-360 self-petition. If you're doing the family petition, it's going to be the I-130. I'm sure you all hear all these numbers or see all these numbers on the website, and it just sounds confusing. But don't worry, when you work with us, we help you understand the process, make it as easy as possible. It's still going to be a lot of paperwork gathering and information you just have to think about. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, especially when it's a VAWA self-petition, and you have to recall this abusive things that happened to you. But we're here to support you all through and give you any type of guidance that you need to make sure that your case is prepared in the most persuasive way possible so that you can expect good results. All right? Canish, thank you very much for being here. This is on TikTok. It says, approved VAWA, congrats. I-485, 30 months passed. When should I expect my green card? So your VAWA has been approved. That's wonderful. Once your petition is approved, that means you're on the right track. I mean, that's your petition determines if you actually get your green card, all right? Some other things that could prevent you from getting the green card will be other inadmissibility, of which you may qualify for a waiver, especially if you have an approved VAWA self-petition. So that's great. That's something to think about. But 30 months has passed. That's kind of really long to wait for an I-485 only. If you're waiting for, did you file both of them together? Because if it's a concurrent I-360, I-485, it could take up to 36 months, which is 3 years essentially, to get your final green card. So maybe you're still within the waiting time. You filed together. Okay, so you're still within the waiting time. The I-130 is approved. That's wonderful. I mean, the I-360 is approved. That's great, because I think I had a case where the I-360 was approved in 9 months. So that is definitely possible that can be approved first, and then you have to wait for the I-485. Okay. All right. Well, congrats. Lots of approvals I'm seeing here, guys. So tap into it. Give me a heart if you're tapping into that approval. I'm seeing someone else mentioned the I-485 has been approved. I've gotten a couple of approvals here myself for some couple. I'm just like, man, you guys are so lucky because we just filed theirs in April. She already got her work permit. I think 2 of them. So yeah, I see some hearts coming in. I'm gonna tap into because yeah, I need approvals in other areas of my life. So yeah, tap in, tap in. Congrats. Yeah, so Yuzuma, you're married to a U.S. citizen since 6 years and you got the approval letter. So 6 years married, definitely getting your 10-year green card at this point because you've already proven that the marriage is real and not just for the green card. So congratulations. And once the I-130 is approved, if there's no other inadmissibility, like I said, you're good to go. Okay? But my number is pinned. Oh, that time I didn't pin it. I just responded to Miss Mary, but I didn't pin the number. So I'm going to pin the number in. Let me do it on Instagram here. I am Varun. Thanks for being here. What are your timelines currently for work permit and green card? I am Varun. Timeline is between 1 month to 6 months, I believe. I think it's really going fast, guys. I really think USCIS is picking up the pace because some clients I just filed. I know we filed it by the April 1st deadline, and we're just in May. It's been 6 weeks, and they already have their work permits. Like I literally have it here to mail to them. So I think you can really expect it soon. When did you file, Varun? 919-925-2295. Okay, I'm going to pin it this time. This is my phone number. For those of you who need a free inquiry, you can just give us a call. We'll get you some answers and some resources. We have several resources on our website as well. You can check it out at marriagegreencard.us. So when you're ready, if you want to file your case, if you need legal representation, you can then book a call with me so I can set up the strategy and set you up to actually begin the process. So here's my number. You filed 2 weeks back, Varun. Okay, that's good. So have you gotten your biometrics yet for your fingerprints? That came pretty quickly as well for our April 1st clients. I was so thankful that none of our April 1st cases got rejected because that's one way that it can really get you. Even if you file quickly, they'll just reject it. Rejection is not a denial, right? It just means you need to, maybe they didn't accept the fee or something really silly, especially for those of you who use credit cards. Okay, if you use credit cards, there's a chance that they will send it back because something about the credit card. All right, but anyways, you filed 27th of March. That's still pretty soon. This is for Phyllis. Phyllis says, will I get a combo or a separate card? You probably get a combo card. Oh, can I get a hold of that card? I didn't plan for this. I would have had the work permit here for you guys. Maybe before the end of this, I'll go find it to show you. And it's for 5 years now, guys. I think you remember when they just changed this from 2 to 5 years. So if you get a work permit in this day and age, it's going to be for 5 years and most likely going to be a combo. Sometimes they send them separately. It really just depends. But I think a lot of people want their work permit first. So they'll rather wait for the travel permit. So it happens. Okay. Richmond says, how could I get a work permit? So for those of you filing for your self-petition, if you're doing a VAWA self-petition, if you've been listening since we started, we're talking about when to file a divorce. If you're filing for a green card through VAWA, all right, when should I file a divorce? So if you're going with the self-petition route because the marriage is now going downhill, things aren't working out the way they said, people are changing. I hear those types of words a lot. Person becomes someone else, right? And you feel like I just need to be out. You can still file your VAWA self-petition form with your I-485 and work permit at the same time, even though you divorce. So Back to point number 2, it says when to consider filing a divorce. That's essentially what I was going to talk about there. When to consider filing a divorce is, at this point, you can file at any time as long as you file the self-petition within 2 years of that divorce, because a divorce will not affect your VAWA green card application. All right? So there's no need for you to continue staying with an abusive person, someone who has deserted you, someone who calls you names, makes fun of you, you're fat, you smell. There's nothing I have not heard in my consultations. Don't even accept that. Just because you think that leaving this person, you get deported and you need to wait for a green card. No. Just be done with it. And maybe they do have issues that they need to work on. I've seen really sad cases where, we're even talking to the abusive spouse. So I'm gonna say, because abuse comes in different forms, right? Because even neglect and desertion is a form of emotional abuse. It might not be actual physical abuse. That's the most difficult ones, because no one's actually getting hurt. You actually have empathy for the abuser because they have substance abuse issues, right? They're really addicted and suffering with those things, and it's causing a lot of financial problems and just disappear for months at a time, but as an immigrant who needs to be able to live and work here, you have to think about that to help your family and not really worry about, oh, I don't want to put this person in trouble, because you're not really putting them in trouble. You're saving yourself. If you think about it this way, it'll really free you up to really go for what you need to do to get your green card, to get your work permit. Okay, Richmond asked, how can I get a work permit? So this is how. You file your self-petition as well as your adjustment of status and your work permit application. That's how you get it. Okay? You always need someone, you always need a petitioner. You can't just file a work permit without a petition pending. Okay? I filed, this is from Miriam on TikTok. Thank you for being here, Miriam. And for those of you on Instagram, come on in. Welcome. I see you just coming in. Make sure you're sharing it on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. But on TikTok, I have Miriam. She says, I filed December 2022 I-130 petition. I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband, he's in Ethiopia, waiting 13 months. Okay. So December 2022 till now for your I-130, I believe you said the I-130 has been approved, and he is just in Ethiopia waiting for the part 2. I think for those of you filing your green card with your spouse living abroad, it's definitely going to be a 2-step process, and it can take quite a while, right? So with that one, if it's been 13 months for the first approval, I think that's pretty much within the time that we expect, because the whole process should take about a year to a year and a half. Okay, so 13 months now, he's in Ethiopia. He should be done in the next 3 to 6 months. Hopefully, there's no backlogs in Ethiopia. It really depends on the country sometimes, all right, to know what the backlog would be. But hopefully, Miriam, your husband will be here with you in the USA soon, and you all can continue building a family together. All right. And if you need any legal help, again, I'm Ivy. I'm a USA immigration lawyer. I come live twice a week to share some tips, answer your questions live. You get the chance to ask me anything that you want one-on-one. So it's a great time. All right. Thank you. Tochuku Wafo on YouTube. Yes, I am Nigerian. Thank you for being here. I am Nigerian originally. I moved to the USA many, many years ago. Went through this process that many of you are going through right now. So I understand how uncomfortable it can be. I didn't get to travel back to Nigeria for like 7 years when I first came. So it really takes a while, right? But now I'm here, and I'm glad to be in this position to help you all with your journey, your green card application, getting settled in the USA, getting your work permits. and being able to travel back home. That was like the best part for me because I miss Nigeria. And now I'm thankful to be a US citizen so I can travel even more. So that's the end goal, right? Because with your permanent residency, you can live here, you can work, and there's no issues, right? For 10 years, you just renew your green card. But if you want to have ultimate freedom to travel to different countries around the world and really not worry about even losing your green card, because that's also a thing that happens, you should definitely go for your U.S. citizenship. All right. So another question says, my I-45 is approved. How many days to get my green card to my address? Oh, I got a question like that earlier, and that person hadn't gotten it for 5 months, and that wasn't even right. So definitely, it shouldn't take that long. I'll say 120 days at the most, which is 3 months. But 5 months is just too much. Definitely give them a call. Make sure you update your address. This is why they always ask you to update your address, because for whatever reason, the USPS will not forward USCIS mails to addresses. They just need the actual address. So just make sure you've updated your address. All right. I got married last month. Can my US citizen husband petition for my 18-year-old daughter? Great question. Actually had a consultation this morning about something very similar, but the child in this scenario is 13. And yes, they could file the petition for the 13-year-old, but for the 18-year-old, unfortunately, that child will not qualify as a stepchild for immigration purposes. So if you just got married to a U.S. citizen and you're about to file your green card through marriage, you'd have to get your own green card and file a petition for your child. Hopefully your child won't be 21 at the time, but even if they are, I believe permanent residents can file for their unmarried children of 21 plus. So that will be the route for your 18-year-old child. But right now, if you're married to your citizen, you have a child who's 16 and under, that child will be considered a stepchild. You can file an I-130 for that child, and basically they can get their green card through the process as well as a child of a U.S. citizen. Okay? Hello and welcome to my live. Wave, wave, wave. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share this live with your friends and ask me any questions that you have about your immigration process. So, on to the last point that I have for today. I believe we'll have a few more minutes. It's a 30-minute live session, just answering your questions here. Okay. But for the final point that I have today is to basically seek legal counsel. Just basically advising you to seek legal counsel, because when it comes to filing a VAWA self-petition, it's tough to recognize when you're being abused, essentially. Many people that I hear telling me about their abuse story think they're just telling me like a normal situation that they're experiencing in their life. And then I end up telling them, you're being abused. And then they're like, what? Because they come complain about something else and they don't realize they've been experiencing emotional, verbal abuse. Financial abuse is very subtle, but it's not normal. All right? Definitely seek legal counsel, especially if you're considering filing a divorce, to know if the timing is right and what the consequences could be. If you already got the green card, you can still file a divorce. But at that point, if you need to get a waiver of signature, you have to do a divorce waiver of your spouse's signature to get your permanent green card. So definitely seek legal counsel before you consider filing a divorce, and for you to know if you're even eligible to self-petition. Okay? Janessa, great question. I didn't even say that in the beginning. For those of you still watching, we're running a special right now for consultations. Janessa wants to know the cost of my consultations. It's typically $199, but from now till the end of the month, I believe it's going to be 50% off consultations, which is $99 right now. You can also talk to my paralegal, but just give us a call and we will help you book that consultation, or just click the link in my bio. Check out my website, marriagegreencard.us, for information about that. Okay? Let me type my number in here again. Do I do an interview? What kind of interview? I'm going to type it in here on TikTok for Janessa. Hopefully I remember to pin it this time so you all can have that number to give me a call. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, is on the screen already. And thank you for the likes and the shares as well. 919-925-2295. Okay. Put a little emoji beside it. For whatever reason, I can't speak without emojis. Like, what's going on? It's 2024. Pin. Okay. Now it's pinned. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's actually TikTok's fault, but my number is in there. You can check the link in the bio for those of you who are on TikTok. There are different ways to reach out to me. I'm looking forward to talking with you. Very excited anytime I hear from any of you. Like, I always just like scream. Anytime I ask, so how'd you hear about us? And they're like, TikTok. I'm like, oh, yay. So that's essentially the vibe. And yes, Oma, it's one hell of a thing. Text speak. So you have to always add some emoji on there. Suha, or how do you say your name? Khalid. Thank you for being here. Green card status check. Did you just file your green card, or what are you trying to do? Thanks for being here. I like that Instagram has the waves, so I can just easily wave at you guys. But on TikTok and YouTube, it's just like. But I hope this is giving you some value. Give me a thumbs up if I've answered your questions here, at least to the best of my ability. I probably missed some of them, but that's why I share my number, so you can definitely give us a call and get some answers over the phone, so we can help you get some clarity on what you need to do about your current situation. If you're in the process of getting the green card, if you already have the green card, if you're trying to file a divorce, you're not sure what to do, you don't know what documents you need, those types of things, we can help you for sure. Okay? Blessed Queen says, if you're DQ'd and your visa category is current, how long will it be to your interview? Blessed Queen, I think I remember you from last live, and you are from, what's that country? I don't remember. It wasn't Nigeria, though, because I thought you were Nigerian. But Blessed Queen, it really depends on your country in terms of how backlogged they are with interviews, right? If there's no backlog, it should be pretty soon, because being documentary qualified is really the main thing that you need for your consular process, meaning you submitted everything that is required, you meet all the other requirements, your medical, your police requests, your fingerprints, all of that. Okay? So, I hope that helps with your question. Let's see another one here. How long does it take to get your EAD after receiving approval notes in the mail? Approval notice. Yeah, I like how you said approval notes, because they be sending us letters and letters. USCIS likes to send mail. But once you get that mail, you would be getting the work permits probably within the next week or two. That's how it's been happening here. Once you have the notice, that's the first step. Then you immediately get the actual EAD. EAD means Employment Authorization Document. Okay? So great question, Amadi. If you're still here, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you got your answer. All right. How long do I have to wait to approve your I-130? The spouse is a U.S. citizen. Well, I-130s are one of the easiest ones because it can really take weeks to just a few months, because that part is really just about the relationship to show that you actually have a legitimate relationship. It's not just for the green card. Okay. So with I-130s, just a few weeks. Really, I've seen it take like 45 days one time. This was back in 2021. And really, that was really a blessing because in 2020, 2021, there was a lot of backlogs going on with pandemic. But that client got it 45 days. So it can really happen. Okay. DS260 question. Oh, let me see if I get carried away. I do have a consultation in the next 10 minutes. Okay. I'll be wrapping this up so we can get ready for that. But DS260 question for current job, but you can't change current dates before submitting. What is the question? But you can't change the current dates before submitting. Did you make an error on the form or something? You might need to do a public inquiry about that. Okay, I filed December 2022 I-130 petition. I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband is Ethiopia. Okay, I think I answered that one for Miriam. Okay. Okay, so Miriam, I got your follow-ups. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, I think we are set. We've been here for at least 30 minutes now. So thank you for those of you who joined and shared and liked and followed. Very exciting. I'm happy to be here, happy to be in this position to help you all and just enjoy also what I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. If you weren't watching, I will be talking to myself. But you're here, you make it worthwhile. So I hope to see you in my office and signing up for some cases and getting yourself together in this USA. Okay? Time is of the essence in everything you do with immigration. So keep that in mind as you are looking and wondering what your options are. As long as you've made up your mind to live in the USA, you need to find a way to get that legal status, get that green card, so you won't have any issues, both working, going to school, traveling, and all those good stuff that people do to enrich themselves. Okay? All right. All right. Angela, good day. We're about rounding up, but I hope you can catch us next live on Thursday. We're going to be coming in at noon or just at some point every Tuesday and Thursday. Just follow us and turn on your notifications. When we go live, you'll get notified, okay? Last question I see here says, can your green card be approved without evidence from the immigrants? No, because you need evidence to prove that you qualify for the green card. So how would you apply without evidence? Legend. What are you going to submit? Just the forms? Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know. When you submit your medical, can your green card be submitted without any evidence? I don't think I understand that because you need evidence for your green card. So I don't think, Legend, just DM me or give me a call. Let us know what's going on with that. Okay? Alrighty. Well, thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.